The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. A ship has been seized by armed men in Gulf of Aden with Filipino nationals reportedly on board. The incident involving the chemical tanker Central Park is the latest in a series of attacks in Middle Eastern waters since the war between Israel and Hamas broke out on October 7. This also follows the recent seizure of an Israeli-linked cargo ship by Yemeni Houthis in the southern Red Sea last week. According to Zodiac Maritime, which manages Central Park, the Turkish captain vessel has a multinational crew consisting of Russian, Vietnamese, Bulgarian, Indian, Georgian, and Filipino nationals. Zodiac Maritime is a London-headquartered international ship management company owned by an Israeli family. The government says Israel is providing lifetime benefits for the Filipino caregiver who was held hostage by Hamas. The Philippine Embassy in Israel says caregiver Jimmy Pacheco will receive lifetime social security benefits for him and his family. Pacheco will also receive regular stipends, similar to what their government is giving to Israeli victims of the attacks. In an exclusive interview with News 5, Pacheco says his freedom was the best Christmas gift he received. He is currently seeking medical treatment in Tel Aviv for emotional stress and partial hearing loss.
Tatlong beses po nila akong pinaluhod na tinutukan ng mga 5 tao. Talagang pero hindi pinayagan ng Panginoon na kalabitin yung gatilyo. Paputok nila yung mga baril nila dito sa tenga ko po.
Following his experience, Pacheco says he no longer plans to work abroad due to trauma. The Foreign Affairs Department says they are working to bring Pacheco home by Christmas.
Yun lang naman ang pangarap ko sa pagpunta ko dito, baon-baon ko hanggang ngayon. Yung baon kong pumunta ng Israel, magkabahay, natupad naman na. Magkaroon ng kasi ang trabaho ko noon driver ng kiskisan, yung Rubber Rice Mill. Magkaroon ng sariling ganon, masaya na ako.
The armed forces says jets from the Chinese army shadowed the Philippine aircraft during joint drills with Australia in the West Philippine Sea. AFP Chief General Romeo Browner Jr. said the Chinese jets shadowed an A-29B Super Tucano from the Philippine Air Force while flying in the vicinity of Hubo Reef. Despite this, Browner said the aircraft was able to finish its air and maritime patrol mission as laid out in its flight path. He noted that only Philippine aircraft was shadowed by Chinese jets and that those from Australia were spared. The AFP reiterated that the Philippines is just practicing its right to conduct joint patrols with allies in accordance with international law. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Over 1 million individuals have been affected by the combined effects of shear line in a low-pressure area. The NDRRMC records 2 casualties, reportedly from Eastern Visayas. The 2 are still up for verification. Meanwhile, 1 person sustained injury. Over 254,000 families or 1 million individuals were affected across 7 regions. These are from Calabarzon, Mimaropa, Bicol, Western and Eastern Visayas, Northern Mindanao, and Caraga. Meanwhile, damage to crops and agriculture has so far reached 119 million pesos. The government has provided 65 million pesos worth of financial assistance to the affected residents. Over in sports, the Meralco Bolts and Barangay Ginebra San Miguel both secured their 3rd victory in the PBA Commissioner's Cup. The Bolts relied on the endgame performance of import Su Braimo and the returning Chris Banchero to defeat the Tropang Giga 109-95. Braimo and Banchero were responsible for Meralco's 18-6 finishing kick that sealed the team's 3rd win in 4 games. The 2 combined for 55 points as they also spoiled the 47-point performance of TNT import Ronde Hollis Jefferson. Meanwhile, Barangay Ginebra showcased their never-say-die spirit in their comeback victory over the Blackwater Bossing. Ginebra trailed by as much as 17 points in the first quarter, but erased this lead by the end of the 3rd quarter. Both teams then exchanged baskets in the 4th, but in the end, it was Ginebra that showed their poise to emerge victorious with a score of 90-87. Ginebra import Tony Bishop led the way for Ginebra with 25 points and 11 rebounds, while Maverick Ahanmisi added 20 points in the victory. Let's now take a quick look at other stories we're watching. Unioil Philippines sees a mixed adjustment in the prices of petroleum products this week. Diesel prices could go up by up to 30 centavos per liter, while gasoline prices could either drop by 10 pesos or have no change at all. It's LaSalle versus UP in the UAAP Finals. The Fighting Maroons and Green Archers Best of 3 dance will start on November 29, 6 p.m. at the MOA Arena. This marks the first time the 2 teams will collide in the finals since LaSalle made the transition to the UAAP from the NCAA in the 1980s. President Bongbong Marcos leads a nationwide gift-giving event at Malacañang. The Balik Sigla Bigay Saya program was also held in over 250 satellite centers across the country. It was attended by over 17,000 children from select shelters and adoption centers. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us again at 11:15 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.